Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to make an organic emulsified body butter from scratch. I'm going to show you exactly how to make this body butter right here on the screen from scratch. You're going to see exactly how it's done. It's really simple to put together. And before we dive into making the body butter, the first thing I'm going to start out with is to introduce you to some of the materials we're going to be needing in order to make this emulsified body butter from scratch. First out, I'm going to start by introducing you to all of the equipment, the mixing equipment, as well as the ingredients that we're going to be needing in order to put this body butter together from scratch. And the first thing I'm going to start out right with is the equipment we're going to be needing. Right here, I have my pH strip. The pH strip is going to be used to take the pH of the final product to another to measure and adjust the pH of the final product. So usually it comes in the form of a strip, and then you bring out the strip and dip into the product to wait for that color change to happen. You're going to see exactly how to use this. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is my spatulas. I have a metal spatula in place as well as a silicone spatula. Next I have my mixing bowls. Right here I have two mixing bowls. I'm going to be needing the mixing bowls in order to heat the water and the oil phase separately. I'm going to take you through the ingredients as well, but just one more thing. We actually need a mini frother or a mini whisk, a mixer to mix faces together. Now if you do not have this, you can easily go for a whisk instead to mix your faces together. It is going to work perfectly. Now right here in this petri dish, I have two materials. The first one is called the vegetable glycerin. It is a humectant that gives hydrating benefits to the body butter as well as xanthanicum. I'm going to be mixing these two together, and this is why it is the same petri dish. Next, right here, I have my rose hydrosol, which is a very soothing and hydrating plant extract. It's really good and it's organic. It is very important for you to use all organic ingredients in order to make this emulsified butter. Now right here in this petri dish, I have three materials. I have the cetyl alcohol, a co-emulsifier to help stabilize the emulsion and give it a good skin feel at the end of the day. And also I have the emulsifier, which is the Oliven 1000 to mix the oil and the water phase together. And finally I have some shea butter, which is a very good emollient. It helps to moisturize the skin. Right here I have two materials. I have the hemisqualane as well as some organic sunflower seed oil. These are very nourishing for the skin. For the cool down ingredient, I have some vitamin E oil. This is the tocopherol. It is also organic. Right here, I have my blend of essential oils to improve the aroma of the final product. Right here, I have a mixture of the preservative, which is the Geogad ECT, some lavender hydrosol, as well as some licorice root extract for that extra brightening benefits. In this petri dish, I have a powder called niacinamide as well as the N-acetyl glucosamine. These two are going to help in the brightening effect of this body butter. Now, these are all of the materials we're going to be using in this emulsified butter formulation in order to put this together. And right now, I'm going to get started. Now, before we do that, I'm going to show you a picture on the screen which it contains the detailed formula of the emulsified butter we are trying to make. It has been carefully grouped into phases, and you're going to be needing this if you want to make your own as well. So make sure to carefully go through the formula so you do not end up making a mistake whenever you are about to start working. Now for this one, we're making a 100-gram size, so it's going to be really easy to put together. Make sure you follow along throughout the end of the video. Now the first thing I'm going to start out with is to prepare the two phases separately. We're going to need to prepare the oil phase separate from the water phase, and I'm going to do that right away. Now the first thing I'm going to start out with is to prepare the water phase. Right here in this petri dish where I have the glycerin and xanthanicum, I'm going to mix these two together, and the reason why we do this is to make a slurry of the gum, because otherwise it is going to lump or it's going to form fish eyes when added directly to water. So when you're predispersing glycerin, it's going to make it easy to hydrate the gum evenly without forming fish eyes, and this is why this step is especially important. So right now I just added the premixed gum into the bowl, And right now I'm going to go into the bowl with the rose hydrosol, which is serving as the solvent for this formulation. So we're using rose hydrosol in place of water altogether. And you want to make sure that I mix everything together properly when you're working. You want to make sure that you do the mixing steps properly in order to avoid mistakes. Now this is what it looks like. The water has seemed to thicken a bit from the addition of the xanthan gum, and I'm going to set that aside right away. Now the next one is to prepare the oil phase. For the oil phase, I'm going to combine all the oil phase ingredients. Right here I have my sunflower seed oil and hemisqualane. I just added that into the bowl, and next I'm going to go in with my blend of emulsifier, the co-emulsifier, as well as some shea butter. So you can see the oil phase is also quite simple but nourishing to the skin, and this is also the oil phase. The oil phase is ready as well at this point. Now the next thing we're going to do is we need to emulsify these two phases, and in order to do that effectively, there is a need for us to heat these two phases up to a temperature of about 70 degrees Celsius so that they are easy to emulsify. Now this is what we have after heating. As you can see, the oil phase is now molten or liquid, and it's easy for us to combine the two phases. Right now I just poured the water phase into the oil phase. You want to make sure you get all of the materials into the other bowl, because you want to make sure that you are working at the exact that has been calculated at the beginning of putting together the formula. Now that we have mixed the two phases together, next I'm going to go in with my mini frother and mix that up really nicely. Again, at this point, if you do not have this mini whisk or mini mixer, kindly use your own whisk. Kindly use a whisk. It's going to also work perfectly. You're just going to have to put in more effort into the mixing, but otherwise it is really fine for the mixing process. So this step is especially important for you to get it properly, because it's going to affect the stability of your body butter. So you want to make sure that you mix this together efficiently until the emulsion starts to thicken, depending on the batch size you are making. Because I'm making 100 gram size in this video, it was easy for me to notice that thickening. It cools down better than it would have if you were making a larger batch. So it might vary from time to time. You just want to make sure you look out for that initial thickness to the emulsion. So once you notice that the emulsion has begun to thicken, then you can stop blending and allow it to cool to about 45 degrees Celsius, where you can add the rest of your cool down ingredients into the formulation. Now I'm going to continue blending until I have that thickness. And at this point, it actually looks like it has begun to thicken, and this is why I stopped blending. So you can see what that looks like. It's still a bit liquidy, but as you can see, it's not watery like when I just started blending the whole thing together. So I'm going to allow this to sit for a while, and then I'm going to go ahead to finish up the rest of the formulation once it is cool. Now at this point, it has cooled considerably. I think I was able to leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes to get it to cool down. And right now I'm going to go ahead to add the rest of the materials, which are the cool down phase ingredients, into the emulsion that we have made so far. So first I'm going in with my blend of extracts, the preservative and the hydrosol, and next I'm going to add the vitamin E oil. Vitamin E oil is an antioxidant which is essential in order to help you extend the shelf life of the oils that has been used in the formulation. Next, I'm going in with my blend of essential oils just to improve the aroma of the final product. And finally, I'm going to go in with the powders. It is very important for you to make sure that the emulsion has cooled considerably before you do this step. Now I'm going to mix that together. It is also important for you to get this step right. You have to mix in all the ingredients properly in order to ensure a homogeneous or a uniform emulsion that has formed. Because when you do not mix properly, you might find out that some ingredients are more concentrated in one part of the emulsion than the other. So it is very important for you to do this mixing step properly. And so this is why I decided to go in with my whisk or the mini frotter once again to get everything to mix properly so that I'm able to achieve a homogeneous emulsion. And at the end of the mixing process, it is easy for you to go along. Basically, that marks the end of making this emulsified butter. It's really simple to put together. All you have to do is check the pH and package, and then it's ready for use. So I'm still mixing. I just want to make sure that everything is mixed together properly. So this is what we have at this point. The emulsified butter is ready, but we need to measure the pH and check whether it's in the right medium, just like I mentioned. As you can see, it has thickened again, but it is going to continue to increase in viscosity. You will have to wait overnight for you to see the actual viscosity of the body butter, because it's going to come out really thick like a body butter should. Now at this point, I just want to measure the pH to check whether it's in the right range. Okay, so right here I have an empty beaker, and then I'm going to scoop a little of the butter into the empty beaker, and then you add some distilled water. So normally you should do this in the ratio of 1 to 10 in order to get this step is actually important for you to make it easy to take the pH of the final product, because when you dip the strip directly, it might not really take that pH properly. So but when you mix in water, it makes it easy. So right now I'm going to dip the pH strip into the mixture for just about 2 to 3 seconds. Is good. You don't have to do more than that. And then I'm going to compare that color change to what I have on the chart. Now looking at the chart and comparing that color change, the pH seems to be around 6. So this pH is actually perfect, especially for niacinamide. You want to make sure that it is perfect for all the other ingredients in the formulation as well. And so there is no need for us to adjust the pH right here. Body butter is basically ready. So I'm going to package this up in this jar. First off, you want to make sure your jar is clean. If you have some dirt in your jar, make sure to wash it off and then disinfect with some isopropyl alcohol solution, a 70% isopropyl alcohol solution, before you package your product, in order to prevent contamination from happening. So you can see the texture is actually really good. At this point, it's actually thick, but it's even going to get thicker overnight. So I'm going to scoop this up in my jar, and this is exactly how you would make your own organic brightening emulsified body butter from scratch as well. So make sure to give this formula a trial and see how it turns out too. Happy formulating!